Right. Surely this is the biggest test ever. That is close to one of the worst things that I've smelt in the toilet. Right. 4,410. 4,000? There's nothing more dirty than that.
That's why we're gonna lick it.
I'm not gonna go in there and lick anything. Because it's disgusting in there.
But it was your own idea. That's the whole point.
Look, I'll lick.
You test, you lick.
I've got limits, yeah? I've licked that. I'll lick anything for you, but I'm not gonna lick a Russian toilet. Hi there, I'm Ian Wright. And ever since I was a kid, I've been fairly carefree with my health, and I put all sorts of things in my mouth, from soil, eating worms, muddy water. Then later on, I became known for testing my immune system and the durability of my gut with my travels around the world. So that's why the Finnish food company Valio invited me to put its new product, Valio Gefilus, to the ultimate efficiency test. They believe its ingredients can help me stay healthy on my journey. So my job is to put my intestines, my immune system and my health to the test. I accept the challenge, if I can do it my way. So I think the worst time I've been ill was actually not while I was abroad in some far-flung place. It was on the plane coming back from Australia when the plane food, it had a chicken that looked like nasty anyway, but you know, I was hungry. And it just, my whole body just shut down for about 3 days, just like a fever. I couldn't move. I was like, what could that be? I know, it's that chicken. And it was so bad that I slept in the bath for 2 nights. Oh, hello, sir.
Hello, Ian. Welcome to Valio.
Thank you. Looks like a special delivery, that.
It is. It contains something valuable.
How much do I need to drink? How much are you going to give me a day?
Basically, we have the idea is to have 1 portion a day, so
Okay.
that it contains enough of the live bacteria for you to keep.
And what's 1 portion? About a whole glass?
It's a glass or a shot.
I shall accept the challenge, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I'll report back to you.
I wish you good luck.
If I survive.
Yes, I hope so. Keep my fingers up.
Yeah, good. Thanks for that. Look, that's my arm. They took 5 lots of blood and then they've gone for tests, and it was simple. And the needle, they're so thin you can't even feel them. When I was young, the needle was about that thick and you're like, no! Now, it's simple. Let's hope the results are good.
To keep it simple, you are exposed to bacteria before you are born.
Okay, yeah.
And your mother is responsible for the bacteria that you have today. And your father has a part in that too, because they have exchanged bacteria.
They have exchanged bacteria, okay.
Among other things.
What other things? What are you trying
Among
to say?
other things, yes. Okay.
Let's just leave it at that there. I don't want to get an image of my parents.
Until a human is 3 years old, the immune system is developing.
Yeah.
And it develops from the gut.
Okay.
So we need our intestines, our stomach, to be populated by microbes from our environment, because the microbes then activate the immune system and train it and make it what it is.
So what you're doing, or trying to do, to one extent, is try and compensate and make the bacteria that we lack from a natural side.
Yes.
I've got a luminometer with me, which I'm going to carry on my journey, and this can be used to rapidly test the hygiene, to count the relative amounts of bacteria. Here's a simple test. First you take the sample, then you shake it, and then put it back in the tube and wait for the result. The figure for washing clean hands is under 60, so if it's over 60, well, it's time to wash your hands again, isn't it, dirty boy? I've come to a kindergarten, and on one level you think, oh, there's going to be germs everywhere, but on the other level you're like, hold on, I hope there isn't lots of germs out. But I'm going to find out, yeah? Oh, yeah, there's kids. I think they're from Finland. This is going to kill me. 1, 2, 3. All along there, look at, get as many bacterial germs in as possible. Oh yeah, there you go. The sad thing is, if it's really dirty, I'm gonna have to shut this whole place down for hygiene reasons. 186. Although it looks crazy and chaotic, this place is clean.
We basically have changed our life during maybe the last 50, 60 years. We sterilize everything, not being able to play in the sandbox,
Yeah.
not having a dog in the family, not having a cat in the family, or not living in the farm where people are exposed to all sorts of environmental bacteria.
So you think in this modern world there's more allergies than there was before
There is definitely.
because of that?
That's one reason.
Too much hygiene can be,
Yes,
harmful,
thank
but it
you.
can be very
I feel better now
dangerous.
when I think of my childhood.
And of course, we don't want to go to the dirty environment, but if you are too obsessed about hygiene, then... parents about their
keep their kids in
children,
cotton
exactly.
wool.
I mean, it's like that might be harmful.
You have to remember that hygiene is also an important thing in our society because we are exposed to pathogenic bacteria, and they are harmful. We know that.
Yeah.
I have been working in laboratories decades in looking at pathogenic bacteria. And I can say that they certainly can be dangerous, very dangerous. They can kill you.
You haven't seen stuff that they want me to lick.
And what
Door
would that
handles.
be? Uh-oh.
In Moscow, where there's like 100,000 passengers go every day. Well, I didn't want them to think that I'd lost my mind, so I blamed it on the film crew for that licking idea. Right, here we are. Welcome to my room. I think one of the worst places. It's got to be round the bowl, but you're not having me licking there. This, where everyone presses. Now, I'm going to take a sample. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Wow, that's shocking, that is. Wow. So that's 259. Turn away, you might not want to see this. Ugh. Ugh. This is the Swedish town of Örebro. This is going to be a big test. This water apparently is filthy, and it even looks brown. No, it tastes like copper. Ooh, yeah. Right, are you ready for the results? This is 915 bits of dirt and bacteria in there. When I was in Helsinki, I tested their tap water and the result was 2. If I was you, I'd rather drink tap water than this.
If you have one country and an army and offended...
England, Sweden, yeah?
For example, yeah? And Sweden sees that England is attacking with his soldiers, with his army.
Yeah.
What will Sweden do? Of course, they will organize.
Run.
No, this army will organize itself. And then, if this enemy comes, they are well organized.
Yes.
And that's actually what happens if this army are bad bacteria, a salmonella bacteria, for example.
Yeah.
Next time you get this salmonella, you are better organized.
Okay.
Now we have a bacteria, probiotic bacteria, which we eat.
Yes.
And that one looks like an enemy, but it isn't an enemy.
Okay.
So it confronts the gut with that, and the gut thinks, oh, gosh, there is happening something. I have to defend myself.
I see, yeah.
But it is not at all an aggressive one. Then you get the good effect without the aggression.
I bring you the ultimate challenge. 10 Finnish euros versus 20 Swedish krona. Let's see which is the dirtiest. Swedish krona all over there. Dirty hands up and down. There we go. Ooh! Right, now the Finnish euro. Let's. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Sweden, Finland, Sweden, Finland. The Finnish euro. 129. Oh! Yes! I have no idea why I'm here, what's happening, or why I've got these pigeons on my body in the middle of Moscow Square. But hey, I'm here now. What I'm doing is I'm like building my body up because today here in Moscow I've got to get out on the streets and start licking, like choosing the horriblest place and get my tongue ready. The doctor in Finland told me I was healthy when I started this journey, and I want to keep it that way. People actually touch the nose of the bronze dog to bring them luck and happiness all day. So it must be full of bacteria, surely. Three, two, here we are. Relatively clean, only 248. So that's not bad, huh? The word probiotics, what does that actually mean?
Actually, they are, in practice, they are bacteria that we are eating. You can have a good taste or whatsoever, but it doesn't matter because it should have been studied before carefully, and there are very few probiotics that are studied very thoroughly. Right.
I've licked that. I'll lick anything for you, but I'm not going to lick a Russian toilet. Even Superman wouldn't dare lick that. And he's licked some things. He's licked Lois Lane. I'm not Superman. So you're not. That's my kryptonite in there. I can't do it. That will make me go weak.
LGG to me is the most interesting lactobacillus because it was isolated at the time when we didn't have the modern methods that we have today. Not easy to work with because it was isolated from the intestinal tract of a healthy human. So basically it's a bacterium that can be present in your intestinal tract naturally or it can be implanted there.
It's the most researched probiotic bacterium. It has hairs, and if you think about it traveling, you eat it, it goes to your stomach, it resists the acids there, and then it comes to your intestine. And the intestine is sort of pushing stuff forward, and there's flushing going on. So the way for LGG to stay there is with its hair.
Is it a good thing for a film company to hire a travel presenter and then force him to go around licking dirty things like the tops of that,
it's too
like
late.
handles?
It's too late.
I'm just wondering your professional opinion. Is that a little bit dangerous, maybe?
Well, I'm afraid you may end up in a psychiatric.
Yes, it's more the mental than the physical.
When you start to lick everything.
Thought of that. You're right. It's my own fault for being so mental. There you go. In it goes. Here we go, 2, 1. The reading. Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner! I will read the score out to you. The highest on the whole trip so far, 5,482. 8, 4, 3, 2, 9, 7. Yeah, is that Moscow General Hospital? Yeah, we've got a guy in the phone booth that's sort of dying of bacteria. Yeah, he's really ill. You better get here quick. All right. Yeah, I'll wait.
Also, the fruits we eat and all the vegetables, they contain lactobacilli. And they actually are part of our natural diet. However, By changing our diet in a more processed way, we may have lost this bacterial exposure.
That is actually a very important change in our world.
Yes.
Because now we are actually serving bacteria to people to benefit them.
By only getting very, let's say, clean stuff in your stomach, and only good bacteria, so to say, you don't train your immune system that much. Yeah. And that's like a muscle. If you don't use them, you don't train them.
Yeah.
Oh man. Right, one sip, yeah? One sip, that's all you get. That's it, yeah? Oh.
And the stuff on the side. You gotta lick that.
What?
Yeah, you gotta lick that.
What's... Oh, you're joking. That?
Yeah.
All right, one lick. Oh, jeez. That's it, no more. Ugh.
I feel like a naughty teenager with a pregnancy test, yeah? Snap, snap. 450. Could be better. Oh yeah, love it, man. It's great to be back on my own city.
There, that's the sound of London, man. Oh, no, look at... Oh. Good for you, got to build your stomach, build your guts up, make them tough, yeah? Tough.
But it seems to be that nowadays more and more important is the richness of your microbiota in your gut.
Okay.
So if you have many different bacteria there, you are most likely better protected than those who have a small amount.
See, the thing is, it's well and good going around the world and testing different dirty places, but I've come to realise that I'm probably the dirtiest thing there is. So what can be worse and probably the dirtiest place is my own bathroom. Let's find out. $2,692. I am proud.
1 little spoon of gut bacteria has more cells than you have in your brains.
Actually, we are more bacteria than we are humans. We have more microbes in our intestine than we have our own cells in our body.
It has been said that 90% of these neurotransmitters are produced in our gut. And they influence on your brains, how you're thinking. So we are saying that your stomach is something that rules your behavior.
It's our second brain, and evolutionarily it's sort of our first brain. When we eat, we affect it directly via food, but also because we have so many microbes in our intestine that through the food we eat affect the nervous system.
Yes.
So you better watch out what you eat because you actually feed the microbes in your gut.
See, I would have thought this would be quite clean because as you're washing up all the time, you're using, cleaning products, so why would there be germs there? All right, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3. Kitchen sink, my kitchen sink. This is shocking, yeah? I thought I'd seen some high readings in my time. 8,029, the highest reading. And I hardly put it anywhere. I just dabbed it round and down the sink. My God. After the trip, I went to see my doctor again, you know, just to see if I was okay. And guess what? I'm in the same condition as I was at the beginning of my journey.
Oh. My goat finish is good, don't get me wrong, but a cup of tea at the end of the day, oh, you can't beat it. And this is the perfect place to end my journey, yeah, in my own house. And of all the things I've learned, yeah, going Frankfurt, going Moscow, you know, Finland, I've learnt that my house is the dirtiest of the lot. My kitchen is filthy. We have a winner. Oh, yeah, in your face. We are the champions, my friend. Wow, yeah, woo, yeah, woo, feel that, smell that.
Time for our finished drinks.
What has to be the dirtiest thing in the world? And me going around licking everything, so it has to be my tongue. The tongue has been everywhere. And I have licked them that you won't believe. Yeah. I don't know whether to show you this because I am a filthy animal. 8,003. Jeez, man. You made me do that, yeah? I didn't want to lick all their things. You made me do that. Remember that, yeah? I think I need to see a doctor.